Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. And today what we're going to be doing is starting our series, the Thursdays Craft Corner. I think I'm going to change that though to just Craft Corner or Craft Corner with Rachele or Crafting with Rachele or something like that. Just because Thursdays are not always easy, and I might get it done on one day and it be 2 days early or it might be 2 days late. Regardless, I don't want to hold myself to every Thursday because it just doesn't always work out that way. So the first thing I want to show you, the things that you're going to need is fabric. You don't need a sewing machine, but you're probably going to want a sewing machine because I don't think you're going to want to do it all by hand, but you can if you want. I'm definitely not doing it by hand. So what I did for cloth, I got a bunch of different cloth from, like little squares from Walmart and where else did I get? I think I got them all at Walmart, actually. Not all at one time, at separate times when I went. And these are actually handkerchiefs. But that will work too. So, I am getting ready to plug my ironing board in because you're going to need that. And a pair of scissors or something to cut your cloth with. You're going to want possibly two different. You could have the same fabric on both sides, but I'm going to do two different fabrics. Which I'm going to save this one for my new Santa Morta. Either that one or... yeah, I think these two for my Santa Morta deck. Making a bag for that. So today I think I'm going to use, because I'm going to be doing, making a wrap for my Druid Craft or, another deck that's approximately this size. So I'm going to use, I think, these two. One on one side and one on the other. You're going to need some sort of ribbon too, which I forgot to grab out, so I should go do that really quick. Okay, so I went ahead and ironed. This is about how big one of the squares is. I think they're called square quarters. So I just ironed them down. And, please bear with me because I've never done these types of bags before. So, as with most of my stuff, I'm learning right along with you guys. And this is the color that I chose for the ribbon. I think that'll be pretty. Now, let me just say this too. You can get all elaborate with these. For me, with this being the first one that I've ever done, I have not done tons of sewing in my life, okay? So, this is not one of my fortes. However, if I can do it, pretty much anybody can do it. That's just the whole point of me doing this. Anybody can be crafty. And it might not turn out right the first time, the second time, the first 5 times, whatever. You just keep at it and you will eventually pick it up. So the reason why I am picking these little square quarters or whatever they're called is because I got them at Walmart. You can get them in a bundle for like maybe 5 or 6 different fabric types for like $5, $6, $7. Or you can get them like 99 cents a piece. Some of them, I think the most expensive I paid for was like $1.25 or whatever for a square. And you're not even going to use a whole square. So what I'm going to have to do now is turn the camera around and, well, I should say, you know, put it up on my thing so that you're looking down my little phone holder, because I use my phone, and have it facing down onto my desktop so that you can see as I'm cutting and the measurements. There's not any certain set of measurements because you're going to make this deck based on, first of all, this cloth based on whatever size your deck is and, you know, how big you want it to be. You can really choose. I mean, it can be larger like an actual tarot cloth, but you're going to have to wrap it several times. So it's all in what you want. So I'm just going to show you my process, and then you can decide from there what you want to do. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so the way that I'm going to be doing this is, I suppose I don't have to show you with both. You can just measure one cloth and then just cut them both to that. This is the back side. So what I'm doing is just wrapping it the way that I would want it to wrap so that I can figure out my dimensions for this particular deck. So I'd probably want it to about right here. So I probably should have had something to mark it with, but that's all right. Okay, so we're going to round it up to an even 16 inches that way. So now the next thing to figure out is, you know what, let me write that down just so I don't forget. And do I have a piece of paper somewhere? I guess I'll use a napkin because I don't think I do. So 16 inches. So now the next thing is to figure out how many times I want to wrap it. I'm thinking like that. So do I want it to end like halfway? So about right here? Yeah, probably. So how many inches do I need to take off the end? Yeah, about 4 inches. So let's measure this from 4 inches to the end and see what kind of measurement we're looking at here. So there's about 4 inches. So we're looking at about 18 inches. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so we're at 16 inches this way and 18 inches this way. So I have one of these little handy dandy, which goes up to 17 and 23. How perfect is that? I'm only going to do one of these at a time. It doesn't look even to me either. These. Oh, I've got a cutting wheel somewhere. There we go. we're going to 17 because I'm starting here, which is already 1 inch from the end. But that way I can see the numbers better. So we're going to cut right across. Let me go to the other side. Ouch. Actually, let me do it from this side so you can see. Line that up. Okay. And that does not want to work for some reason. Why is that? There we go. That would be why. Oops. Oh, I already got it in one full swoop. Okay. And then, what did I say? 18. So, seeing how we're starting at the 1 inch here again. 18 would be on the 19. Voila! So that's how I'm cutting my first piece of cloth. So just repeat the process with the second piece. Yep, and I'm already getting it. All right, let's see here. Already getting it wrinkled. Make sure you're allowing for your seam too. All right. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to move this down because I want, you know what, I'll just do it from the other end. I'm doing that because of this edge here. So because I'm starting at the 1 inch, we're going to do to 19 again. Oops. All right. Beautimous. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to need to do is put front side to front side. Oh, I still got some. All right. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to figure out the length that you want for your ribbon. So I want a ribbon that I can easily wrap around and make a bow with. So, you know what? We're just going to do this. It's hard for me to do it from that side. You can use thicker bows too. Okay, so about right there is where I'm going to want it. I'm not even measuring it. Okay. I'm just hoping for the best here, guys. If all else fails, this video will be all about what not to do. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is we are going to be putting this in half. Let's see what side. Okay. One side is a little bit shinier than the other, or maybe not. You know what? I think it's pretty close to the same, so I don't think it's really going to matter too much. So I'm going to put it exactly in half. And I'm going to put it inside of my two cloths. Like so. Roughly in the center. And where are my pins? My stick pins. Sorry guys, I should have been more prepared for this. Alright, let's see here. Oh, wrong way. We want to make sure that that's still there. You're going to want to stick a pin. In order to keep it in place, okay? So you're going to want to do that around the edge, and you're going to want to leave a gap, because once we're done, we're going to be turning this the other way around, inside out, just like you're making a pillow sleeve. So you're going to want to, you know, place your pins all the way around it and leave a small gap, probably on one of the sides. I would do the side because the way that we made this, it's going to wrap like this. So this side is going to be exposed. This thread is going to be exposed. So if we do it on the side where we have to sew it ourselves on the outside, I mean, it's not going to be like an inside seam. So we'll leave about this much on the side because you're flipping both of the ends over. So once it's actually wrapped up, you're not going to see any rough edges. Okay? Okay, so I've got the whole thing pinned, and it's not perfect. There's a little bit over here, and probably a little excess over here, but I'm not too worried about it. So the next thing I'm gonna do is grab out my sewing machine and set that up here, because I've only got like one little work area down here. So, which is just this one little desk. So I have to move things off. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and sew this. And because I mean, in order to do this, you're going to have some basic sewing knowledge. So I'm not going to be teaching that. I'm barely a basic sewer myself. So if you don't have any basic sewing knowledge, I would maybe watch a couple of videos on that first, or read your manual on your sewing machine if you have that, if you have a sewing machine, before continuing on with this video. Okay? I am going to iron this again. Make sure all of my corners are out like I want them. And then I'm going to iron it. And keep in mind whatever fabric that you're using, you know, is going to get wrinkly. So keep that in mind. But let's test this out really quick. It's not completed, but let's test it out. So we've got either this side or this side. So we're going to go like this. You know what? I'm going to move it over just a little bit. And there it is. So probably what I could have done also was made it to where this came in like right here, so that it would have been more centralized as you're tying the bow. But either way, you get the idea. So what I'm going to do really quick is iron this, and then the little area, you're going to want to make sure that you iron the other end. Iron it where it's flat like that. This is where the hole is. But iron it down like that, and then you're going to go over with your sewing machine, and you're just going to sew this area up. And because I'm using black thread, you're barely going to see it. All right? And keep in mind, when you are putting this in here, you're not going to see that end. So it was still okay that I did it like that. Because the end that you're going to really be able to see is the end with the ribbon. I've also seen other wraps where the ribbon is only coming out of one end, just one long ribbon, and then you wrap it around. You can do that as well. Or you can use like a rope if you want. I mean, really, it's all in how you want to do it. I think that there's another bag that I also seen as well that we'll try doing on another craft corner. And that is going to be where it's an actual pocket. Where this end, it's not as big, So it's not truly a tarot cloth too, because you see this is actually a tarot cloth as well. So you can put a decent spread on this. I could pretty much put a 3-card spread on here. I mean 3 that way and, okay, 5 this way. So this would technically accommodate a 15-card spread, which normally they're not that big, but I like that. And keep in mind, it's double-sided. So think about the cloth that you want to use. And I suggest using a different cloth for each of your wraps. That way you can easily remember what deck goes in which one. And, you know, like for instance, the one that I showed that I'm going to do my Santa Morta. I mean, that's clearly all skulls and stuff and skeletons. So I thought that is a perfect fabric. And I got this, I think, for $1.29 or 99 cents. I can't remember, at Walmart. And then the complimentary on the other side. So even if you're doing like videos or taking pictures and it clashes with this, then you just flip it over and use that side and it's good. Now, if you want to create a little bit more, which is something I thought about doing as well, if you want to create a little bit more like cushion, which might make your fabric, if you're using cotton, a lot less wrinkly, is to actually sew it in with a thing of felt on the inside. So you're coating it with felt, so your bag is going to be, you know, much thicker, more substantial. So just an idea. And this is an awful big, thick piece of felt. So you don't always have to get them that thick. I got that because this is going onto the bottom, and I did this one more time. This is going onto the bottom of this. So that's why I bought that. But they have thinner pieces of felt material that you can get. So it's all in how you look at it. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to show you the finished product when I'm done, okay? Okay, guys, so what I've done now is ironed it again. All of my corners are out, nice and flat, and I sewed my opening. You can't even tell, right? You know what? I'm going to move it down a little bit further. And I think this is a wonderful cloth. Oh, let me do it this way. And there you go, guys. I am so happy with how this turned out. This is friggin' awesome. And I could have wrapped it tighter as well. But this is a good way of making sure. Now, all I need to do is get myself a nice little basket or the gorgeous decorative boxes that they have at Michael's. And actually stack them in there like what Don Michelle does over at Boho Tarot. which I love her bags too. Her bags are awesome. If you haven't watched, she's got an actual video on how she makes the kind of bags that she does, which are friggin' awesome as well. But I like the idea of just unrolling this and then automatically having a tarot cloth, a nice tarot cloth. Bam, bam, bam. Look at how nice, beautiful sized. And you don't have to do it this big. Like I said, you choose the size that you want. And, you know, they can fit the cards that you're working with. You can put a little charm on this if you wanted, or sew it. I mean, whatever. And I'm sure you can think of things to do with it as well. But there you have it, guys. I'm so pleased with how this turned out. I hope you have enjoyed this series. Actually, this video, it's only a one video series. Or one video for this particular type. But we'll do other types of bags. And I'll show you. I think I already showed you. I already started working on some runes also. Here, let me put these up. So much fun making stuff. It just means that much more. And think of all the energy that you're putting into your project. Those are for different. Look at how well these turned out. I still got to do all the edging. See, like this edging. And this edging. I darkened all of the edges. But I also have it coming up around. I like curved it with the gun. I have the burning tool, I should say. So I still have to do all of these yet, which I'm going to do. But yeah, these were so simple. All I did was just take and write them with pencil first. And then just took, I mean, they're all pretty squared off. So then I just took the burning tool to them, and that's it. I like put it down and then wiggle it from side to side because I like the little burn marks, the yellowing around it. You don't have to have that. If you do it straight down, you don't have to have that. But I like wiggle it around just a little bit from side to side so it lightly burns around the edges because I think it just gives it a more, I don't know, just a more rugged look. So anyways, I hope you like this. If so, give me a like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to, ding the little notification bell if you would like to receive notifications of future videos. And I'm sending you guys always love and light. Thank you so much.